want you to tell me how this scene transforms. What do you notice now?
What is I remember actually this scene, and I remember feeling sad, and I remember the person that's always been there for me came. And so I feel like, because I remember back then is where I felt who I thought was like my imaginary friend or Jesus
Mm,
was there saying that it's okay and was holding me. And I think that that was just us, because that, like, I just remember being in that room and I wasn't alone. I felt alone, but they reminded me I wasn't and that I was there. Well, yeah, I was there. So this is me being there now.
mm. So allow yourself to connect with these beings or this being that was there with you. Allow yourself to connect, allowing the image of who or what these beings were to become clearer. Tell me who it was that was there with you in that room.
It's me. It's weird because it's me now, and that's why I think I thought it was Jesus, because in the pictures, Jesus's hair kind of looks like mine, and
Mhm.
I wear a lot of linen.
Tell me, does it feel like your higher self that was
Yeah,
there? Hmm.
yeah.
And does it feel like it was just the higher self, or were there other beings there
No,
with
there's others. There's others. Feel like it's angels.
you? Hmm.
Felt like it's like a whole like angel army.
Beautiful.
Very
So,
bright.
as we connect with these angels, what do they want you to know about this time in your life? What do they want to share with you today?
All I got was you're doing good. You've known this. You've known that it's been us. And now you know that we've been here the whole time and we are real.
Yes. So, I'm going to ask these beautiful angels to assist me with this healing of the heart. And we're going to use a beautiful frequency to infuse the heart with so much love, helping you to let go of that time in your life that was just simply an experience. Now that we understand more about why it happened, knowing now that you were never alone, what color can we use for healing today?
Like it's bright, but it's blue.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I'm going to strike the tuning fork for the color blue. I'm going to invite all of the beautiful angels and guides, your higher self, to begin to infuse the heart with this beautiful high frequency healing blue. I want you to imagine that all of that density that you've been carrying is just simply going to drain out of the body as we infuse the heart with this beautiful blue with the intention of healing and clearing that energy. I'm going to strike it one more time, and I want you to amp up that light and energy in the heart. I want you to feel that energy bursting out of the heart. We are infusing that heart with so much love and self love and joy and bliss. I want you to feel it exploding out from the center of your heart. Tell me how that feels.
It's good. The heat is gone
Mm-hmm.
because it was just a lot of heat.
Yeah.
The heat is gone, but I don't know if it's my heart, but it's in my rib cage and it's so tight.
Okay.
It's like something's got a hold on it, and it
Yeah.
kind of feels like anxiety.
Mm-hmm. And is that on the left side?
Yeah,
Okay. So connecting in with that energy, that feeling of anxiety. I'm just going to ask, since you said it feels like it's got a hold on you, if that energy that's there under the heart, if that energy could speak with us, what would it say?
I've got you.
Yeah, that's very good. I'm just going to ask this energy that's there that says, I've got you. Is this male? Are you male or female?
It's male.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a name that we can address you by?
I don't know if I'm okay. So Michael came up or Mike,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if because I was thinking of angels. I don't know if that's me or if that's a name, but that's what came up.
Okay, that's okay. We'll ask. Does the name Mike or Michael resonate with this entity?
Mike,
Mike, very good. Mike, how old are you?
38.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Mike, I'm going to take you back to the very last day of your life. We're going to drift and float, finding that very last day. And as you arrive there, I want you to tell me what was happening on that day that caused you to lose your body. What do you remember?
A, like a riot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of people. They seem angry.
Yes. What were they angry about? Do you recall?
Injustice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something happened out of the people's control and it wasn't good.
I see. And what was it that happened to you in that riot, Mike? How were you affected?
I don't,
I want you to go to that last moment. Allow yourself to go to that very last moment in your life as you're taking your last breath. Allow yourself to come out of the body, and you can look back over that life and understand what happened.
I was shot because I was riding
Yes. What part of the body were you shot?
in the back, like in the heart.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And Mike, as you take your last breath out of that body, I want you to tell me the last thought that went through your mind.
I shouldn't have been here.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Or like I knew this was would happen if I did this.
Yes. So, Mike, how long have you been with Sarah? What age was she when you attached to her?
She was a teenager.
And what was she going through in her life that attracted you to her?
She was an angry teenager. And she wanted to fight for the injustice too. And she was angry. She was angry.
Yes. And you probably still feel very angry about what happened to you, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. So, Mike, as you've been there attached to her for quite a while, can you tell me some of the issues that you may have been causing for her?
Oh, her heart issues. She used to pass out when I first came in. That was me.
What else have you been creating for her? Anything else?
Just the anger. She was angry. Just amplified it to make change, to
So,
fight
Mike,
for change.
yeah, it's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Mike, I want to help you with some healing today. I've got this beautiful team of angels. I'm going to ask them to surround you now. And I'm going to ask the archangels and the angels to begin to infuse a beautiful healing light energy right there into your back where that gunshot was. You're going to infuse that area with light. And as they do, it's going to begin to heal that wound. We're going to ask them to bring in a beautiful healing frequency that's going to help you to release that anger, just allowing it to melt away. You've held on to it for so long now. It's been holding you back and weighing you down and keeping you stuck here on this earth plane. Just allowing those beautiful healing frequencies to penetrate your being. And while you are receiving that healing, Mike, I want you to look around. Archangel Michael is going to open up the light of source. And as you look around and find that light of source, I want you to tell me, Mike, who's here waiting for you today?
I think he's resisting. He's
Mm.
fighting.
Oh, okay. Tell me why you're fighting, Mike. Tell me how you're feeling.
I'm scared.
I understand. Tell me what it is that you're scared of, sweetheart.
I don't want to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't.
Yes. So as you've been here on this earth, you've felt very alone because you've been stuck here since you left your body. The angels are going to speak with you now, and they're going to help you to understand what your life will be like as you detach and go home today. Tell me what they say.
It's okay. It's time to go.
Yes. And let's ask them, will Mike be alone?
No.
Tell him who will be there for him.
Got your mom? Mom?
Yes. Is mom here
My
with us
grandma?
today?
They're waiting.
Yes. Mike, I want you to look into that light. I want you to find your mom and your grandma. And I want you to tell me, what did they say to you?
I'm home, baby. It's okay. You're safe.
Mike, you've got this beautiful team of angels to assist you today. You've got your mom and your grandmother waiting, and there are many, many loved ones who are waiting for your return. Are you ready to let go and go home?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Mike, what I want you to do is I want you to begin to pull all of your energy up and out of the body. Michael is right there. He's going to lend you a hand, helping you to disconnect all of your energy. I want you to pull every bit out of the body and any energy centers where you've been connected, especially the heart, taking back all of your energy. And Sarah, as he disconnects, I want you to feel all of your energy returning now into the heart, taking back all of the energy that was taken from you, feeling it infuse back into the body. Mike, tell me when you've got all of your energy completely out.
Okay.
Very good. Mike, is there anything that you'd like to say to Sarah before you go?
I'm sorry.
Very good. Sarah, is there anything that you'd like to say to Mike?
It's okay.
Beautiful.
I'm glad you're gone.
Very good. Michael is going to escort Mike back into the light of Source. We send you with so much light and so much love. And let's begin to heal the left side of that body. What color would you like to use?
Pink.
I'm going to strike this pink tuning fork that is full of multiple frequencies, very powerful. I'm going to ask all the beautiful angels and archangels to gather around, and we're going to channel in this healing energy in to that left side of the body, clearing away any residue left behind by this soul. Michael is going to cut any cords or connections between you two. I want you to visualize this beautiful pink energy flowing in, completely healing the body. Tell me how that feels.
It's good, but my
Mhm.
body is shaking
A lot of energy.
and my hands are soaking wet.
You want to take them out of the covers?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
no,
You're good. Okay.
they're just really wet.
Okay. So let's just ask just to make sure, is she just feeling a lot of energy running through the body?
Yeah,
Yeah. And
it's been a comfort for a while.
okay.
There was like a kind of a shield in some sort of a way, like um, I still feel like a sharpness in my side,
Okay. And is that on the same side?
the same side.
Okay. So let's just connecting with our guides and angels. I'm going to ask Michael to take a look at that side and tell me, what is that sharp pain or sensation?
This is the liver.
Mm-hmm. And as we connect in with the liver, tell me what's happening there.
It needs healed.
Mm-hmm. And is there a trapped energy within the liver? Is there any implants in the liver?
I feel like it's um, like hereditary,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
like it's been carried. I'm still shaking really bad.
Mm-hmm. So let's just take a deep breath. I'm going to ask Archangel Raphael to bring in a soothing energy. I want you to imagine like a beautiful aqua blue energy flowing through the body, so calming and peaceful, helping to bring the body down just a little. I want you to also imagine dropping that cord of light once again. Actually, imagine that your feet are rooted to the ground. See those roots going down into the ground. We want to anchor down into Gaia, just anchoring that energy just a little bit. Using the breath to bring the energy through the body. Allowing the energy to center.
My knees are shaking.
Mm. Just take your time.
Maybe a lung. I don't know.
Did you
It's
say
just a lung.
lung?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
We check.
just a very sharp pain in
Okay.
my rib cage.
All right. So it could be liver and it could be lung.
Yeah.
Let's just check and make sure there's nothing else hiding there. So, that sharp pain, if that sharp pain could speak, if it could, what would it say?
It's here.
Mhm. Does it feel like there's a consciousness there? Do you get a sense of that?
No, I feel like it is something.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Michael again. Michael, can you verify, is there anything that's trapped in that area? Are there any implants? Is it a
Do
trapped emotion? Is it a conscious
I
energy?
feel like it's an emotion?
Okay. And what is the emotion that's trapped there?
Grief?
Yes, very good. Grief often gets trapped in our lungs. Okay. So we're going to follow that grief back, drifting and floating once again through time and space, finding the very first time that you felt that grief, the very first time that emotion was created, drifting and floating and finding the first time that you felt grief. Be there now. Tell me where you are, what you notice.
I feel I'm a kid again.
Mm-hmm. How old do you feel there?
I just feel like I'm longing, like I've like a like a like a homesick griefness.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also that's where it started. Like I think I've always felt this.
Yes. And does it feel like that homesickness is connected to somewhere else in the
Yes.
galaxy? Mm-hmm. And as you tune into that energy of where home is, tell me what comes to you.
It has water. Well, always in water. It's so pretty. It has mountains and whales and dolphins. But just always in water.
Yes. And allow yourself to connect with the type of being that you are, tapping into all of your inner knowing and making the scene clearer and brighter. As you look at yourself, tell me what you look like.
I feel I'm tall. Um, I feel like I'm a human, but not.
Mhm.
Like a whitish but blue. I feel like I'm a man. I feel very masculine, mostly because I have chest muscles. Um, I'm just tall.
And tell
Um,
me, are you wearing any clothes? Is it just skin?
I have, in this, I feel like I'm like a loincloth,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a belt, like silver and blue. It's not like just cloth, it's like a fancy loincloth. It's got jewels on it. I think a ruby, it's red and yellow, but a big red one, like a fancy colored belt.
Yes. And what about your head and your face? Can you
I feel
describe
like
that?
it's like long, long. It's like a, I don't think I have hair. Um, but I have like this chest piece. It's like not just a chest piece, but it like just has a hole in the for my head, and then it drapes my chest and my back, and it has It matches my loincloth, and it has designs and jewels on it too.
And so, what do you imagine that that chess piece is used for? What's its purpose?
Uh, well, the first thing that came up was like just protection, but it's mostly from the stones and the material. It's like just an amplifier, but it's also a protection piece.
Tell me about those stones. What do they do? How do they protect you?
Well, I just it's like red. It's like just this red big one. It's like the big one, and then there's yellow ones and blue ones too, just kind of around it. But the red one is important.
And do you get an idea of why the red one is so important?
Um, it like holds memories,
Hmm.
or it holds knowledge. It just holds things, important things.
Beautiful. So bring your attention back to this beautiful planet with all of the water. Tell me, does it feel like you live on the land, in the water, both?
I feel like I live on the land, but I can go underwater. And I like to be in the water, but I think that I live on the land.
And when you
I
go
see
in,
myself with like swimming with the dolphins and the whales. Like we travel in packs.
beautiful. And does it feel like your body stays the same when you're in the water, or does it change at all?
I feel like it changes, but I'm able to stay under there. I just some gills in my neck, or it's not gills, they're not like a fish, but I do have something in my neck that allows me to stay under there
Mm.
longer.
Tell me about these whales and dolphins and your connection with them.
It's like we're a team. We communicate. Um, but it's just like they're a part of the group. And I just see us. It's like right now I just see me, but there's like a few dolphins and a few whales, and as we're swimming, I can just see us going places in the water.
Wonderful. And as you are connected with these beautiful dolphins and whales, just allow yourself to connect telepathically and see if they have a message for you today.
I feel like that's why you always want to go to us now. I think that they're just a part of my group. They're like my protection and my guides, and we work together.
Wonderful. And does it feel like you still have a connection with them while you're here on Earth?
Yeah, yeah. I That's why I moved to the East Coast, or why I loved it because I went whale watching all the time. And the first time a whale popped up really quick and it even waved, and I said to Allie, who was there with me, I was like, they're waving at me. And in that moment, I just felt it. And I've always just wanted to live near them. And as a kid, I needed to be surrounded by dolphins, like my walls were dolphins.
Hmm.
So
Well,
very much miss that.
let's ask about that whale that lifted up and waved at you. What did that whale want you to know that day?
It's just like, you remember me? It's like they wanted to spark the remembering and to know that we can, they're still here. It's here too.
Wonderful. So, what else do you need to know about this beautiful place? Do you get a sense of a name for this planet?
Memoria,
Mm-hmm.
but also at Atlantis. Honestly, I feel like Atlantis more, but I feel like it's both. But like I've been a part of both, or I was associated with both.
And do
Like,
you feel like you're the same type of being in
yeah,
both places?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was this at the same time that you had the connection to both, or was this two
No,
separate lifetimes?
I think it's all the same lifetime, but a different time.
Okay.
I feel connection to both, but for whatever reason, I feel more Atlantis right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel somewhat that I was like in a group.
Allow yourself to connect with that group, deepening your inner knowing. What was that group?
I felt like we knew that the end was coming and we were looking for another safe place to go. And that's when I would travel with the dolphins and the whales to go find somewhere safe for the jewels.
Were you the only one with these jewels, or did the entire group have these types of jewels?
I don't really see me working with anyone other than the dolphins and the whales.
Okay.
I feel like there are others who knew, but right now it's just me. I feel a little greedy about it.
Mm. Were you trying to keep the jewels for yourself?
I think I was trying to make them safe,
Yeah.
but also I just had a feeling that something was happening and I knew that I needed to put them somewhere for safe. But I do feel like I was doing it in secret.
I see. So allow yourself to move forward. Allow yourself to move forward to that time where you found a safe place for those jewels and tell me what happens. What do you do?
I don't think I told anyone, but I found this cave. It was way away from everyone else, and I felt like it could be safe there. It's like in the bottom of like a cliff. There's a lot of rocky cliffs, but I found this hole and took them in there, and I just see that like just like precious, like the stones. I'm like talking to them like you're safe, like you're safe with me. Like I very much am telling them that I'm protecting them,
Hmm. And
but I'm alone.
did you stay there with those crystals or did you leave them there?
I think I stayed.
Tell me what happened to you. How did this life play out?
I feel like what I knew was going to happen happened. There was destruction. And I stayed in the cave, protecting what I had, protecting the stones. And I'm
And
just there for, I kind of feel like I left everyone behind, but that I had a responsibility.
and did you make it through the destruction or did that
Yeah, I feel
affect
like
you?
I don't think so. It just made me sad. But I also felt like I knew it was going to happen.
Hmm.
And I felt like I couldn't trust to tell anyone because then I knew that they would want the stones.
And so just allow yourself to take your last breath in that life. Just taking your last breath, allowing your soul to rise up and out of that body. And as it does, I want you to look back over that life and tell me what's important to understand about it.
I'm just getting to follow your instincts, to trust your gut, and sometimes you have to leave for a greater purpose. But I feel before I left, the stones were taken.
Mm.
I don't think I think that I think that they were taken. I don't think I was able to protect them.
Tell me who it was that took the stones.
Oh, another group. They kind of look similar, but they didn't want it for good. They said I think that I was manipulated and like kind of given this idea that we were going to rebuild and they had alternate plans.
So you didn't lose your life in the destruction of Atlantis. Is that correct?
No,
Okay. And this group found you after the destruction happened.
yeah,
And so allow yourself to zoom out just a little bit and see if you can gain an understanding of what these what these stones were used for by this other group.
I'm just saying, oh man, pyramids,
Hmm.
buildings, like they're wanting to build like a Stargate type situation to connect or to travel.
Did they use these stones for that travel?
I think this was, I wasn't present when they accomplished their goal, if they did.
Mm-hmm.
But that was what their intentions were. But at the time, we were going to rebuild a society, but they had alternate plans.
So you wanted to use them to rebuild society and they wanted to use them for travel?
Yes,
And how are
or
they
for power.
power? Allow yourself to tap into that knowledge, that information. What was the power that they were seeking to gain from these stones?
Control. They wanted control.
How did the stones give them control?
To allow to access portals, to allow people in.
Were the people that were allowed in, were these positive beings? Were they negative
No,
beings?
they were negative. They wanted control and power. And I felt like I failed once I realized I gave them what they needed. And I think I wanted to die. I feel like I don't think that I was killed. I think that I gave up because I felt helpless.
So what is it that you need to understand about that experience? What's important to know today?
I don't, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's still, but it's like you can't trust anybody. But I know that that's probably not it, but that's what I'm getting is the what I learned.
Mm-hmm. And how is that still affecting you in this life?
Because I always feel like someone is wanting something from me. Like I feel it, oh, it's heavy in this life. Like I don't ever feel like anyone has pure intentions. There's an ulterior motive to everything. And I've been guarding myself.
Yes. So what does your higher guidance want you to understand about that life and about losing those stones? What do they want you to know today?
Just to show me that, because sometimes I feel like I'm the bad guy for how I feel, but just showing me that like it, I was doing my best, and that my intentions were good, and I wanted, because sometimes like even whenever I fled with the stones, like I thought that I was being selfish, but I was also protecting, like I was very pulled, and like, am I doing this for myself or for the greater good? And that's kind of how I'm always still feeling.
Mm.
But
What
it's
were
like
your
even the little things that I do, even if the outcome isn't what I expect, it is for the greater plan.
yes. So when that feeling of I can't trust anyone comes up, what do you need to do to clear and release that? You need to know.
Some people can be trusted, but also too, you don't have to always give all of yourself. Like you can be open without completely giving it all, and you don't have to always give it away. Because I think that's what I feel like I'm always supposed to just give all of me and pour. And then so it's either I pour into people or I don't give them anything. And I need to know that it's okay, even with people who maybe do have ulterior motives or can't be trusted. Like I can be open, but I can also be protected. Like it's not an all or nothing, and that I am protected. and to just find the balance in not completely shutting everything out, but that I can learn through that.
Wonderful. So now that you have a deeper understanding about that lifetime, that experience, knowing that you had the greatest and highest intentions for protecting those stones, and that was simply an experience, we can begin to let that energy go. Let's begin to heal that area of the body around the liver, around the lungs, releasing that grief. Tell me what color we can use for healing.
Purple.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to strike the tuning fork for the frequency of purple. I want you to imagine it flowing into that area of the body, infusing it with light. And you can imagine that it not only flows through your body, but it flows through time and space, connecting with and healing that part of you that's still there, feeling that grief. We want to draw that part back in, reintegrating that energy with the whole of your soul. We'll ask the beautiful angels and guides to assist us with this healing. Tell me how that feels now.
I don't think that I've ever felt this less of pain in my side.
Oh, wonderful. Feels like it's all gone, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's so light. It's
Yeah,
like empty. And I don't think that it's ever been this empty or I've ever been able to feel this clear.
wonderful. That was connected to a heavy lifetime, wasn't it? A lot of things happened.
Yeah.
Very good. So let's check back in with the body. I know you said you felt something around the belly button as you tune into that area. Does it still feel that there's anything there?
I don't feel anything anymore.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Very good. So we've done some clearing work today, and she wanted to know, and now we have released an attachment and some other things, but is there an attachment keeping her stuck? Is she just lazy? Was that connected to what we released, or what's creating that energy within her?
That it has been released. She is, she's still working, but this has been a lot that was needed. And she's been waiting. She always is waiting. And she needs to understand that in the meantime of waiting, progress can be done and things can be written and things can be published. And that's a part of the growing and the example. Because it's just, she always feels waiting for the next thing. So after this, she would be waiting until the next session. But things can be done in between. It doesn't have to be, there's not an end and then you start. But this will help her confidence a lot to understand that what she puts out, what she writes, it's alive and it's supposed to be changing.
Wonderful. Well, she said she feels like she should be doing more. She's just not sure what that is. What can you share
The
with her?
the more is the transmuting. Her job is to transmute the feelings and the emotions that she carries of others and transmute it and change it and turn it into light. And she is not. She's carrying it and not transmuting it. And the light work that she has done in meditation, she no longer does. That is the work it is not anything of what she would say of the world. It is the light work she is not doing. And that is the more that she feels she needs to be doing. When she meditates and did the light work and the transmuting and the healing and the praying, that is doing the light work. And she does not do that. She doesn't feel it is real. She doesn't feel that it does anything, and it does. And so when she does not do this, that is what she is feeling is missing. That is the work. And when she does this, everything else will flow. That is the work, and everything else will flow.
Wonderful. Well, she wonders how can she create a financially abundant life and what should she do to earn money?
She can do it in any way. She's being very picky because she's scared of being sucked in or giving too much like she has in the past and taking away from her healing work and spiritual work. But as long as she understands and learns the balance, she can do anything. There isn't anything she wants to write and create and put out, and that is how you spread light and be the example that she wants to be. But in the meantime, she can do whatever she feels she needs for money. But so far, she can see it's working out. But she wants to travel, and she can't do that in the sense that she wants right now, as far as money. So there isn't a certain path as far as profession right now. But when she produces and becomes the light transmuter, that will flow into her professional life, and that's what she will do. But until that happens, there isn't anything she should be doing. She can do anything as long as she remembers the balance.
Wonderful. And she wonders if there's a block around money. She said sometimes she feels kind of icky about it. Where's that coming from?
How it's always been manipulated and used for control. And she feels that that was also part of the healing work we did. There's always been an exchange, and she's always felt like it costs too much in exchange for money, but it doesn't have to be that way. When she learns to transmute the deep, heavy energy that she feels as dark, she is there to shift it. So when she's able to take this instead of carrying the darkness or seeing it as darkness, and she's able to cast light on it, she will see the clearer path and understand that it's just an exchange of energy. And when you bring light to the situation, you cannot be controlled or manipulated. And to ask for protection and to know the guides are here and the angels are here when she does feel she's being manipulated. But that is a fear that she had that was healed today.
Wonderful. So I know you've told her that she is a transmuter of these energies. She's wondering what is her highest path and purpose? Is there anything else that you can share with her?
To share, to share what she knows, what she's experienced. She one she feels it needs to be on a mass scale, but just one person. is enough. And once she gets comfortable, because right now, we're just talking to people in singles until she gets comfortable and confident, and knowing that that creates a ripple, and then we can move higher. She wants to go right in, and not understanding that the seeds and the ripples are just as big as the splash. I'm just seeing a big splash. But right now, you can create a ripple and it makes the same ripple as the big splash. If you just touch the water, it ripples. Yes, you can make a bigger splash with a cannonball, but the ripples are the same. And she needs to understand that.
Wonderful. Well, she wonders how can she speak and educate more from a place of love and compassion. She sometimes feels like she's a bit in her ego. What does she
This
need to know
is,
about that?
she's just not used to the direct energy and feeling confident in what she says. She's used to tiptoeing around people's feelings and maybe not even ever hitting the point. But now she knows how to get directly to the point, and she feels that that's too harsh. But that is how she healed, and she understands it took a lot of people being very honest and direct. And now she is able to be honest and direct. But she just feels sometimes that that's a little too harsh, but she's just now confident in what she speaks. And so it gets to the point a lot quicker.
And she wonders if that sort of bluntness, that's speaking her truth or speaking her mind, is there a connection with the Pleiadians?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell her about that. What is that connection?
That is what the energy is needed right now to make change, to create these effects. And she was ready. She needed to clear herself to allow these energies to come in because before it was too much. But she is ready, and now we are here. And she is working on her vessel because she knows that it is very strong and powerful. Like right now, she's irritated with her eyes because they won't stop. They're just like we're electrocuting her body.
And why is that? Why is she receiving the energy so intensely today?
She's she gets it in meditations too, and that's how she knows that she's connected. And she always gets excited whenever her eyes starts doing the fluttering because she's like, "Oh, they're here." But it's just the difference in the frequency, and as her body adjusts and she's more allows, then that will settle down. But she's still excited and will always be excited, but she still just sometimes doesn't believe that this is real life and that she can do this.
Hopefully, she will believe it more after today.
Yes.
Wonderful. So she was wondering, and we talked a little bit earlier about um, she felt like she's always had someone with her, almost like a best friend. And I think it came through earlier that it was the higher self, but are there any other beings or guides that have been with her that have given her that feeling?
I felt so
Yes.
Jesus came up. Um, that was a love and compassion, the warmth, the warmth that I feel is him. the love and the carried and the held. It is, the higher self is always, I see it more as like a inside, and Jesus is more of a hug, like a like like an outside. I just see outside just like I'm wrapped, like a gold, warm, honey, thick, like I don't know, just this like just I don't know. It's just gold. It kind of just reminds me of honey dripping, but it's
Mm,
warm and that's just him wrapped.
yeah.
It's like thick and warm.
Beautiful. Well, speaking of Jesus, she feels a little triggered by church, by the Bible, growing up and knowing that something was just not quite right with what she was being taught. And she says she gets a little triggered when people try to preach to her.
It's because she knows the truth. Like we know that another form of manipulation, and that's why she feels like she's being manipulated from every corner, is because in a way it is. And she's always got to be on guard, and she hates seeing, and it kind of goes back to the lifetime where she just hates where people are misguided or misled for the form of control and power. That's what she's always stood against, is for like everybody just wants control of the humans, and she sees that in the Bible being used and manipulated in that way, and it's just a form of injustice that she very much came here to fight against. And so that fire is not always bad, but just to understand that it's not the people, and to not attach it to the people that are delivering that message, but to just understand that the forces that are using it are the ones that we should be putting the energy into, and not the individual person that has been infiltrated by it. So the fire and the trigger is good. It's just a reminder of the purpose, and that's to set the people free. But it's not the person, but to send light and love to that person. And that is healing. And that's what she doesn't do. She carries it and it keeps the dark. But if she sends love, then that person will also be able to see. And instead of feeling a negative attachment to that person, or feeling that it's the person that's negative, and send that person with light and love, then that will help them detach from the blinded eyes.
Wonderful. And does Jesus have a message that he'd like to bring through for her today?
Just call on me when that gets hard, because I know. Since anytime that I am in a place where I'm triggered, then to ask him for help, because he says that's his specialty in that area.
Beautiful. And she wonders if she can meet her guides, her galactic fam. What else does she need to know about the guides that are here with us today?
I feel like there's a lot.
Mm,
So this whole time, I've seen out of my right eye a lot of flashing light. And I feel that's angelic.
Yes.
A lot of flashing light. It's very bright. And but I also feel there's a lot of light bodies. So I do feel like it's more of us, it's like different colors. So it's very, very, very bright. And then it shifts into more of light bodies and it's more of like it's bright, but it's blue. And then, okay, so to my right, I see the bright, and then in the center, I see the light bodies, and then to the left, I see the starship, and that we're we're up there too. It's like on this ship, so it's like um, it shows on every level. I have guides and fam here.
Tell me more about that starship. What are you up there doing at this time?
Right now, I just see me peeping out the window.
Is that aspect of yourself
This is diff.
connected to you
Yeah,
here?
yeah. And this is different because I assumed when I zoomed in, I would look like I did with my dad, and I don't.
Okay.
So that's very weird.
Does this feel like it's a different starship?
I feel like, yeah, because the window's different.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a more bubble window. Like it goes out like convexing,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It's like a bubble and like I'm watching. But this one I have hair. I feel like I have hair.
Does it
I do
feel,
have a blue suit.
does this one feel more current, possibly, and you were looking at another lifetime with your father?
Now this one feels,
Or this one feels different, older?
they all feel like right now. Um,
Well, everything is happening in the now. So,
because the other one felt like that's where me and dad were then, but now I'm
yeah,
here.
just different aspects of yourself.
That's why I always feel spacey. I'm all over the place because I really am. Okay. This one I really do feel is now because I feel like I'm looking down on Earth. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at myself saying, Can I can see you.
Yeah. And so, from that vantage point, allow yourself to connect deeply with that aspect of self. What do you see when you look down on Earth?
Right now I just see Earth like from space.
What do you think about what we're going through at this time?
Okay, so the first thing that came into my head was it's the calm before the storm,
Mm-hmm.
but it's calm right now. And then it says, We're glad you're here right now. Like this is healing time and you're not lazy. It's the calm before the storm. You're preparing. I don't know. Because from up as I'm looking back down, it does look calm, but I know. But
And
also
go ahead.
it's like, but I got this thing of untouched. Like I won't be touched.
See if they can elaborate on that a little bit more.
Like you don't have to look at it if you stay and learn to transmute the light, then you won't see the dark. And you have to just continue to stand in your light. And then I'm seeing myself as the ball of light, and they did have their eyes covered, but once the storm hits, they'll be looking for the light like a lighthouse. And that is where you focus on the light, you grow the light. That way people will know where to go, like a lighthouse.
Hmm. How is it that they'll know to find those who are healed and full of light? Will it be a frequency, a feeling, a knowing?
I'm feeling frequency, but also I just see them seeing a light.
Hmm.
So I don't think that I will physically be a burning ball, but I feel like they know. They'll know and they'll be drawn. And I mean, it's like once things shift, and I feel like there's going to be something that like happens, like a detonation, which I know I've heard this before, but something will literally just click and they'll know something is off, but then they'll see I just see these lights popped up in random places and they'll be like, but why aren't they detonated? Why aren't they like us? And so they'll come in and want that to go to the light because they'll then understand that this can't be touched, that these places can't be touched, and it's like a safety. So that's why I feel like I'm untouched because when it happens and everyone something it's like it's like they're brought in like a quick awareness of oh crap, and they're just like looking because it's like chaos, and then there's just these lights and they're like, well, how come that one hasn't done that? And then they'll seek it and try to understand why hasn't this been touched.
Do you get a sense of what that chaos is? What causes the chaos? What creates it?
It's like it's like like an understanding, it's just an awareness. So I don't know if it's like news or it's just like an understanding, um, that that it's like they finally realized, I don't know, that what I'm just getting is like it's a trap that they don't know where to turn because it's like the government, the church, all of these safe places that they thought were safe are actually the ones out to get them. And then they're trying to run from it because it's like they finally understand that that is bad. That's the dark. And when they understand this, then they don't know where to look to because that's where they looked to before. And then they see these lights and they're like, well, why? And they just see the lights. So they run to the lights. And those are the people.
Very good. Very good. She says she saw a lot of things in her room when she was little, even this gargoyle like creature that would watch over her all night. What was she seeing? Who was that being?
That's um, wanting to instill fear at a very young age to lower the vibration and always be in fear. Because the only safe place I had was alone, but even then, when I was alone, they didn't want me to feel like I was safe. It was just instill in fear because they knew it's like they go to where the light is to try to tone it down a bit.
And she had a dream about trying to unlock doors, but she couldn't get the doors unlocked. Her brother appeared and said, I'm locked in. What was that dream? What was the significance of that dream?
She feels stuck. She feels stuck here and that all the doors are locked. And with her brother, who she's resisting, they can unlock the door. But they have to reunite, they have to come together. And she has to trust him. And she has to know that his purpose is also great. And that together they can get out. It's a coming together, even though that's what she does not want to hear. And because she's been trying to get away from him forever. But that's why they they need to come together. And that's will open the door.
Very good. And what about the dream of her mama with the letter with the shiny gold writing saying she's proud of her? What was that about?
For being here and doing the work. She said it's setting all of us free. And it's in the same as when I saw her earlier with my dad and Pepal. She was in the same white shirt. So it was like she came in the dream because she knew that I would come to her or we would come together here. And just being brave enough to know that we can connect and stay connected and to do this work, even though she, she's she's showing me like in the living room where we're doing the Bible studies and I'm asking her these questions if I can't understand. And she's like, but that's just how God is, and we just can't question it. We just have to know that that's just how it is. And she was like, but I was always strong, and that was her part into making that voice in me stronger. And that was her. That was her role. And I loved her, but she's proud that I'd never dulled that voice inside of me to know that there was more. And now I'm here. She says, and now you're here.
Wonderful. Very good. Who were the being or who was the being that she was throwing light balls with? And why, after that experience, did everything stop for her?
That was dad. Because I only know that because I was shown us in that ship before,
Oh,
and he was telling me to showing me how to fly.
mm.
But I think that I felt that and I didn't want to leave because I felt him because that's what he feels like and that's where I always feel home. And I didn't want to leave because it felt good. But I think that was me and him. That was me and him flying. He was teaching me how to fly.
Wonderful. Very good. All right. So we wanted to see, she wants to know if she can connect with Sweet Pea and figure out how can they heal the separation anxiety. What's going on there with Sweet Pea?
They're both very sensitive and they know that they both, they've been together before. And this was Sweet Pea coming back to make sure the heart space stayed open. And that's Sweet Pea's job. Sweet Pea knows that she came with that job to keep Sarah's heart space open. And when she's not able to do that job, then she doesn't know what to do.
Is there any way that we can communicate with her today to help her to understand that it's okay to separate from time to time? Sarah will always come back to her. Any way to help her with that?
We can send her light.
That would be wonderful. And you said that they had had a life before together. Is that,
She's like an angel.
oh, tell her about that.
She is of the angel realm. She is here to just give, I'm feeling the sense of the heart bursting of what it feels like and the peace and the light to know what it's like. And she's that peace. So she came from there as a gift to keep that feeling close and to remember that feeling and to know that they're here. But she's an angel gift.
Wonderful. And after Sarah learned Reiki, Sweet Pea had heartworms and she feels like she used her energy to heal her. Can you verify that for her?
Yes, that was a part of the plan as well too for the practice because Sarah stopped and doesn't have much confidence that she's able to do that. But we knew that she would do that with Sweet Pea and show her that she is powerful and the work is powerful and the light work is real, even though you can't see it when you transmute it. But the light work is real on a physical sense. And though you may can't see it because it's part of the validation that Sarah needs, Sweet Pea was the validation that the light work is real. And
Wonderful.
she has stopped that because even though she has put Sweet Pea in good health, even with the change of the diet and listening to the different herbs and foods to feed her and herself, she still doesn't do the light work because it's not tangible. And the light work is a practice, and the work that when she feels she is lazy and not doing work, that is what she's not doing. She needs to continue doing the light work on herself, on Sweet Pea, and she can go flying
Hmm.
anytime she wants, and she can do that. And she can do that with her family, and she can do it with the world.
And so, does she know exactly what that light work looks like, or is there anything you want to share with her today?
She knows what it looks like. She's done it. And even though she's done it and she's seen and experienced it, she's a little stubborn and understanding because it's more or less, I did that. I did that. I can do that. And she can do that. And we all can do that. She she needs to practice it more, and that's how she will be able to see it on a more in a bigger way that she's wanting to see it, but she has to do the practice every day. And she does. But as far as going in meditation and spreading light, that is the work that she can do for humanity right now, and not just showing up in some like like a bestseller book, because she's thinking it has to be tangible and to be seen in her human form, but it's just the same magnitude as going into meditation and throwing the light balls. But that's what we're still trying to get her to see. She knows she'll do better. I know she will after this. Like right now, like because I feel like it's we're both like because she's over here. I feel like I'm kind of like trying to fight it because I'm like awake because I'm like I'll do better, I'll do better, and then I'm like she's gonna do better, and it's because I know I'm screaming telling you I will.
She's got this, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Mm. How are Sarah and I connected? What's our connection?
same spreading of the light work, same soul group. It's all the same team that huddled together and was like, we're going to help awaken and spread the light and to show others who they are by being the example of showing up of who we are. And then it'll spark, like with Sarah. She heard your voice. She connected with you because you were who you are. And now you are showing her who she is. And now she can show someone who they are.
Beautiful. I feel like there's a big group of us that must have gotten together.
Yeah. It we needed a big group
Yeah.
because I don't think I'm saying not everybody will do it. So a big group came, but not all get it done.
Yeah.
They do, but maybe not.
In different ways.
Yeah, yeah. They do it, maybe not on the scale. Because I'm just seeing someone like working in, not saying that this is anything less, obviously, because this is just what I'm showing, and I feel kind of bad for even saying it. But I saw just like a clerk in a bookstore that is a light worker, and though they may not know exactly who they are, but they're drawn to these books, the fantasy books, and they're able to connect with the people that come in their store. And then that fantasy book sparks the reader, and that person is doing light work by opening someone's imagination. So it's not on any scale. So that person there, though they may not know who they are, but they are part of the group and they just choose to recommend books, but the books are sparking the imagination. And that is just as big. It's keeping that open and the hope open And just because some aren't aware or show up, they show up in different ways, but they're all doing it on some sort of scale.
Wonderful. Very good. Very good. Are there any final messages today? Anything else beautiful guides would like to bring through?
This is enough for now.
They brought through a lot today, didn't they?
Yeah, she can only take a little bit at a time.
Well, I can't wait for the next session because I feel like it's going to knock our socks off. This one was pretty amazing.
Yes, she'll come in ready and believing and allow herself to be more vulnerable and open to more things.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to set the intention that maybe we can go flying on one of those spaceships next time because that would be fun.
She wants that too. Yes.
Beautiful. Well, before I bring her back, I just want to make sure that her aura is nice and cleaned up. I'm just going to have all the beautiful guides and angels focusing on that aura, infusing it with beautiful light energy, making sure that any cracks, tears, holes, rips, or fissures are filled in with the light, strengthening that light around her, making sure she is nice and safe and protected in that beautiful sphere of light. I'd just like to thank all of the beautiful guides and angels that were here with us today, assisting in this session. We are so very grateful.